Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a nice beautiful flow to connect with the ground and to stretch out our full body. So grab a yoga mat, find a beautiful place, and let's get started. So to start the flow today, let's go ahead and start in child's pose. So coming onto all fours, untucking the toes, and sitting back into a wide-legged child's pose. Melting down to the ground here. Feeling the ground beneath you. Connecting with any of the elements that are around you. Feeling the weight of your forearms, your legs, maybe your hips, your face, down onto the ground. Taking some time to breathe here. Slowly come up to table. And from here, we're gonna go ahead and let's round our back, pushing it up towards the sky, dropping our head to the ground, and slowly coming back into a child's pose, melting down again. But here, let's go ahead, slowly guide that face forward towards the hands, and then slowly coming up into a cow and pushing back into a cat and sitting back into child's pose. So finding this fluid motion of this big circle here to warm up the spine. Doing it again. And doing it with your breath, slow and controlled here. Let's slowly come up into a seated position with hero pose here. Go ahead, just shine the heart open, placing the hands lightly behind you, shining that heart, feeling the ground beneath you. Slowly coming up, placing your hands in front of you, meeting me into a table pose. Let's go ahead, we're just going to go ahead and lift our knees up off the ground just a few inches to stretch out the tops of the ankles and just take one knee down at a time. Slowly coming back to table, relaxing the legs. Let's go ahead and take the left leg up in the back, left arm up in the front, and create the line. Finding the alignment here. Let's go ahead, bring and hug it in. Hug that knee into your chest. Tuck in, hug it in. And open back up. Go ahead one more time, hug it in towards your chest. And open it back up. And from here, let's go ahead and sit back into like we're in a child's pose, but with the left leg extended and the arms extended up above you. On your next inhale, let's slowly come up, left arm up, left leg up. Bring that left arm down and bring that left leg through to pigeon pose. Shining that heart forward. Feeling the stretch here. Let's go ahead, twist over to the left, looking over that left shoulder in the back. Coming back to center and melting down to the ground. Breathing here as we're holding this pose, maybe rocking your hips from side to side. Slowly come up. Let's go ahead, bring that right leg. We're going to bring it all the way around to the left side of the left knee. Hug it in with your left arm, looking over that right shoulder in the back. Twisting over, feeling the twist here. Slowly untwist your upper body facing back forward. Let's take that right leg, bring it all the way back to pigeon and push it up, meeting me into a table. Now next, let's go ahead and extend the right arm up in the front, right leg up in the back, finding the alignment. Go ahead, hug it in, knee to your chest, hug it in. Feeling the ground beneath you and opening back up. Ooh, the wind pushed me over, guys. Go ahead, hug it in one more time. Next time you open up, find the alignment and sit back. Into a variation of child's pose here. Slowly come up, keeping that arm up and that leg up. And bring it all the way through to pigeon. Right leg forward, shining that heart forward. From here, let's go ahead and twist over to the right, looking over that right shoulder. Slowly coming back to center, and let's melt down to the ground. Breathing here, feeling the ground beneath your body, the ground that supports you. Slowly come up, balancing yourself. Let's go ahead, bring that back leg all the way around, putting it on the right side of the right knee, hugging it in towards your chest and turning back, looking back towards that left shoulder. Slowly untwisting the upper body, taking that leg back into a pigeon pose, pushing back into a table and meeting me in a downward dog. From here, let's go ahead and walk the dog, pedaling the feet. Let's go ahead and extend the left leg up towards the sky. Make some ankle circles here. Switch directions. Bringing it all the way nose to your knee. And bring it all the way back up towards the sky. Let's go ahead, step it through, coming to a high lunge. Coming up, shining that heart forward. Let's go ahead, twist the body over to the left, bringing that right hand down to the ground, left hand up, look up at those left fingers. Breathing here. Go ahead, bring that left hand down to the ground to the opposite side, to the left side of the foot, pushing back into a three-legged dog. Coming over to a plank, keeping that leg extended up towards the sky. And slowly come all the way down to the ground, whole body. Pushing upward facing dog. And pushing back into a downward dog. So you pedal the feet a little bit, walk the dog. Go ahead, extend the right leg up towards the sky. Making some ankle circles here. Switch directions. Go ahead, bring your nose to your knee. Extending it back up towards the sky. Go ahead, step that leg all the way through to high lunge, shining that heart forward, finding your strength. From here, let's twist open to the right, left hand bring it down to the ground, right hand up towards the sky, look up at those fingers. Going ahead, bringing that hand down to the right side of the right foot, pushing back into a downward dog, right leg up. From here, go ahead, hover over to high plank, keeping that leg up, finding your strength here, and slowly coming all the way down to the ground. Pushing upward facing dog. Let's do a light twist here, stretching out the back. Slowly come up to a table, pushing back into a downward dog one more time. Walking the dog, pedaling the feet. I want you to take baby steps and walk your feet all the way to your hands, taking baby steps. You should not be there yet, still walking, and melt down into standing forward fold. Let's go ahead, plant that right hand down to the ground, extend the left arm up towards the sky. Bringing that arm down to the ground. Let's go ahead, take the right arm up towards the sky. Coming down to the ground, both hands down, slowly rise, vertebrae by vertebrae. Last thing that should come up is your head. And from here, you can go ahead and take a couple different variations. I'm going to take my hands in prayer, reverse the prayer. So we're like this, and I'm just going to forward fold. Feeling the stretch, opening up my chest. Feeling the feet beneath my ground, finding my balance. From here, I'm going to flat back, creating this straight spine here. Maybe slightly bending my legs. Let's go ahead and extend the left leg back up towards behind us. Finding your strength. Maybe if you can, try to alternate into a standing split wherever you're at. Slowly bend that right leg, bringing the left leg down. Melt again forward into a standing forward fold. Slowly come up and flat back it. Taking that right leg, extending it up behind us. Finding your balance here. If you can, let's go ahead, transition into a standing split. Slowly bending that left leg, bringing that right leg down to the ground. Release your hands, bring them down. Walk or jump back into your chaturanga. Coming through your vinyasa. Shining that heart, twisting over, looking over the shoulders. Coming up into a table. Let's just throw in some light cat and cows here. Let's come down to a cobra, placing our forearms down to the ground here. Just staying here for a moment, tapping into the ground, the grounding energy beneath you, wherever you are. Closing your eyes. Slowly coming back to yourself, opening your eyes. You're going to release your arms as we're going to go into a boat pose. So from here, you can go ahead and grab onto your ankles with both hands if you can. If you can't, just go ahead, touch them onto your heels, whatever you can. But if you can, we're going to go for our boat and extending up. Pushing your heels up towards the sky as your chest rises, as your feet rise. Maybe rocking a little bit. And melting all the way down to the ground. Turning your feet facing outward, making a little pillow for your head, and melting down to the ground. Breathing here. Slowly rise up, coming to meet me in a seated pose. However you want to get out of the pose, meet me seated in a comfortable seat. Placing one hand on your heart, the other on your stomach. Tapping into the grounding energy around you. Sending good energy to your heart, to your body. Blessing your body. Sending good intentions, good vibes. May only the things that are meant for you be for you. The divine light in me recognizes and sends divine light to you. Namaste.